Hi guys, I guess I'm live now. All right, so I'm trying this whole new setup. We'll see if this works a little better. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I do want to address right off the top that the last time I went live, the sound was really weird whether I used a mic or not, and the playback was extra staticky. And then when I checked a couple of days later, the playback wasn't staticky. So I have no idea what was going on with that. Let me see if, sorry guys, I'm going to change, that's not what we want. Change the camera angle a little bit, something like that. Anyway, it's just my head. So, hi there. I want to actually pull up the comments over here because that's easier for me to see you guys than on here. I'm trying to multitask and I just shouldn't have done that. Oh, see, there's me.
I just shouldn't have done that.
Do you hear that? Mute my computer. All right, so this way I can see kind of better. Let me move my camera a little bit. Just a little bit. Again, it's all an experiment. So hi guys, I just wanted to check in with you really quick and give you some updates. I probably won't be on here very long because I have a lot of things to edit, to film, I'm still making content. I am going to be doing an unboxing of the Goddess Provisions for April 2020. And last time I posted something like that, a lot of people had criticism. How dare you do an unboxing right now with everything going on in the world? And I know I still like watching unboxings because they're kind of a nice thing just to kind of get away from the news for a minute. And, I don't know, some people might be interested. So if that's something that you're sensitive about, maybe that's not the video you tune into. But I got to do that. And of course, I'm still editing the dailies and I'm going to get the weekly edited so I can premiere that this weekend. Whole bunch of things. We should also talk about a lot of our community here, the Angel Souls community. Some people have been diagnosed. And so we need to send them a lot of prayers, a lot of love, and just knowing that they're going to have a turnaround and being there for those who have lost someone at this time, being there for those people as well. So let's see what you guys have to say, because that's the whole point here. Again, I'm not sure how much time I'm going to be able to spend on here, so I was trying to make it like 3 o'clock right on the dot, but let's see here. Stay safe. Hi, Colorado. Have a great weekend. What's wrong with the world? They get offended when people focus on the positive. Okay, so I'm coming in. Hi from Scotland. Hey there. This is... I don't know how to say this. Yeah, big love and prayers going up for everybody. I wanted to mention too, I've been having a feeling for a while now, and I've heard other people coming up with this and feeling this too, that the internet might go down. So rest assured, I'm doing everything I can to get your personal readings done. It's weird, people have been emailing me asking me how to get a personal reading, and the only way to get my email is to go pass the information on how to get a personal reading, whether it's on my website or in the description box. So just go to my website, angelsouls444.com. You'll see all the different reading offerings there. I have courses over at Gumroad if you want to grab a course at this time or something like that. But yeah, that's how you do that. Again, I'm only doing that because people are emailing me and I'm like, how'd you get my email address and not see the reading link, kind of thing. I also want to say too, I've had a scare in the past few days. Feeling a little hot and feverish, body aches, fatigue, where I was sleeping almost the whole day, headache, feeling dizzy, all those things. And thank God I'm one of those people, I really track my health. And so I figured it was probably something else or a combo of a couple of other things. Waited it out, took some Allegra. There were some other things that I took care of around my health. And turns out here I am, okay, and everything's good. So, but, having those kinds of symptoms during a time like this, I certainly did not panic, but I was like, okay, hang on a second. Like, that we got to watch this, right? So, all that aware, like a couple of minutes today, and I ran across a gentleman who I had the loveliest conversation with from about 8 feet away. and I think we quite enjoyed each other's company. He was absolutely darling, and we talked about my car because he was thinking about buying a new car, or he was investigating. Him and his wife were investigating another car, and we just had the loveliest conversation. And right now, that is so so valuable. You know what I mean? It just, I know it meant the world to me. And he even said when he walked away, it was really lovely chatting with you. So if he happens to see this, hi, it was lovely to chat with you as well. All right, sorry, back to what we're doing here. And just as I sat down, I started to get the sniffles. Man, am I going to have to get up and... I just watched another... What? Ascension symptoms. Da, 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 da. Look at me. If you guys are wondering, like, why is she, like, squinting? I got this big old blaring lamp, like, right in my eyeballs. I need to grab a tissue. I am so sorry to do this to you guys. Hang on 1 second. Entertain yourselves for 1 minute. Oh, so sorry. Something to do with microorganisms targeting the virus and cleansing the blood, getting rid of the virus. It was strange. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Okay. Yeah, we finally figured out the sound. All right. Very, very good. All right. Good, but you got headphones in. Oh, no. So you can hear me even more. Goodness me. I also wanted to take a chance here and just say thank you guys so much. A lot of people have been just donating $1 on Patreon. And you might say, oh, it's just $1. And the reason why I put it that way is because people say, I'm sorry, it's just $1. But people donating $1 a month, you don't understand how much that helps me. I mean, and I thank you so much for your generosity. I mean, it, it does mean a lot. So thank you for that. And thank you guys for still trusting me with, personal readings and things like that. Because I know everybody out there is, scared about their jobs right now. Or maybe you've already lost your job and you're having to deal with unemployment and all of that. And people are still would stay more distance from the camera. Thanks for your input. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? So everybody who still is getting readings from me and trusting me with their readings and buying courses and stuff, that is helping me stay where I'm at. But I know I have definitely been of the mindset, if I got to change careers, I got to change careers. If this isn't going to work, if people aren't working, they're not going to buy my services, right? So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you guys to being, for being so generous. Yeah, Heather, I've heard a lot of people being unable to reach the unemployment office. What state are you in? See, that's the problem with the unemployment. They're doing it state by state, and a lot of them are not ready for this. You know what I mean? Well, hi, Carolina from France. I just had a dream 2 nights ago that I was in Paris and that I could speak French fluently. And I was so happy. I was the happiest I've been in a very long time, just going around. And I was like impressed that I could even... Hi, Isabel, also from France. Hi. And then I was like impressed that I could communicate with everybody. And I was going around, and there was some show that I was doing, but I wasn't a spiritual practitioner. I think I was like an actress or something. I was getting ready to go on stage. Sorry, I got the face tingles. It happens. Okay. All right, let me just see here. Hi from Maine. That's Trina. Hi. Oh, and let's talk about this too. Speaking of dreams, last night I also had a dream that everything was flooded and that people were having to get around in boats and that it came on very, very suddenly. So, I don't tell you these things to make you scared. At this point, nothing should really get you scared anymore. You should just be, just be ready here. I'm just going to try to, sorry. I'm on this little stand thing, and I don't want to mess with it too much, but anyway. So, I think you're chatting. What are you guys saying? What, like like I'm too close to the camera or something? Like, I don't get what you're saying. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Shannon Keeley, yeah, if you're an event planner, anything that has kind of like an unsteady base about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Food shortages. You know what's going to happen? I think a lot of us, we're just going to have to learn to grow our own food. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you, Rob. I don't think I'm too close to the camera either. I don't, like, this is too close to the camera, okay? Jeez. What it is I'm up higher. Here. Boom. Like that. Is that what we're doing? Ah. No, the reason why I'm on my phone, I think maybe I explained this last time, was every time I try to go on my desktop to go live, it's just super wonky. It doesn't work out. Sorry, I got to touch my mic again. Sorry. Here we go. So I'm literally on my phone and I have a tripod to put it on, but trying to get the levels is a whole thing. Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. Whatever. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading something because I'm already getting trolls and spam and stuff like that. Here's the thing. There's a lot of evil people. I just got a letter today that was like evil. Someone actually went to the trouble to type out a letter so that it wasn't in their handwriting to just write. And it was just to like drag me down and to, do all this stuff and criticize and all of that. And it's really funny because you notice that people are getting like critical and saying, in this letter, you're not doing enough and you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And a lot of trolls are coming out. This evil, as I said, the toxicity is rising up to the surface. It's coming up to the surface. Census. Uh-oh, I forgot about the census. Oops. Yeah, people have been projecting so bad recently. That is so true. Oh my gosh, you can't even go on you can't even go on any social media without somebody coming in and saying things. And it's really weird because I started to check Facebook messages again. And some people are writing the most beautiful messages and thank you guys so much. And then you'll have those people who are in there going, you're terrible, you shouldn't be doing this, whatever goofy thing. And that's not to be, I mean, that's always happened. It's not to be too surprising, I guess. But like, it's just right now, ooh, you're gonna like try to beat up somebody, like. But anyway, the whole point of me telling you that is that all that toxicity is rising up to the surface. So if we start to get into that space of, oh, just let it go, just don't focus on it, blah blah blah. I get what you're saying, but you're also becoming part of the problem because complacency and you just act like nothing's happening, well, that then it goes on to someone else to take care of, to stop it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Yeah, the fear's definitely coming out. I went off Facebook yesterday. This is Susan. Feels good. Might hurt my business though. I hear ya. Yeah, I hear ya. She's author. Okay. Oh, the other thing, and tell me you guys if this has been happening. Have people, like I've been getting people sending me, I'm getting more emails now than I ever have in my life. And it's always like, I open it and there's no explanation. It's a link to a video. Now people are like, oh, they're spamming you and stuff. No, these are people that like, they've emailed me before. But why aren't you talking? Why aren't you, I'm not going to click on the link. Obviously, I'm just going to delete it and block you. So if you really want to have that conversation or like tell me something, then speak. Okay? You just send me a random link. I'm not going to open that. Heck no. Jasmine Bond says, I was able to get toilet paper today. Haven't seen TP in over a month. Yeah, that's so funny. Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hi there, Rachel. Again, sorry I'm doing this weird like thing over here, but on this, it's just too hard to see all the comments. They kind of go before I can, read it. No, Kelly, it wasn't spam email. These are, like I said, it was people that email me often. I know who they are. And they're just not talking. They're just leaving links. Like, really weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like a spam thing because then I would just, be done with that. But, okay. I know, it's so weird. It's super weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. You guys talk to me any other time. Why aren't you talking now? All right. Oh. So Fru Scarpia, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Lots of bullies getting frustrated right now, feeling powerless, hence lashing out in social media. That's it. That is so true. That's exactly what they are doing. It's exactly it. Because the world isn't going to support them anymore. The life force is literally being siphoned out of them. And I was thinking today, you know, for years, people, when I first started Angel Souls, and let me know if you guys ever experienced something along these lines, but I wasn't supposed to monetize my videos, which was a huge source of my income, but people made me feel bad. Well, they didn't make me feel bad. They criticized me for having ads on my videos. People have said, you shouldn't be charging for readings. You shouldn't be charging for your courses. They should just be out there for everybody. And I always said to those people, I hope you never lose your job. Because when you're criticizing somebody else for actually making a paycheck, I hope that doesn't come back on you. And now I can't help but wonder how many of those people actually ended up losing their jobs. And now they, they're going to have to figure out another way to make a living. So, I don't know. That was just kind of coming up. All right. Maybe their accounts were hacked, or maybe they're just being weird. Let's not try to formulate a story around something, right? People do that a lot. I think that's a part of our conditioning. We always want to explain things away. I mean, that's a possibility, but I think these people are sending me, what it is a lot of them are trying, I think some people are getting scared and they're trying to promote their own business by trying to get me to look at it. My business isn't that prominent either. I don't know what you think I can do for you, but it's just weird. Anyway, I'm sorry I brought it up. Because now everybody's just making excuses for these people. I can't, okay? Let's move on. All right. What a girl needs to make a living. All right. Why would you not monetize? It's your job. That's exactly it. And what people don't understand is when you see a 10-minute video, it took me usually an hour to get ready for that, between hair, makeup, lights, working with the microphone, make sure the microphone's all good, getting the set together because I live in a very small place, so I have to tear everything down and put it away. So I can't have a studio just set up all the time. It has to be multifunctional. So, and then the editing takes a while, the loading, and then there's the comments. I mean, there is no day off with stuff like this unless I get sick. And then I kind of lay low and I don't do anything. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a trend. And forgive me if I used this example before, but I think I have. But one of the things that has been happening is everyone is so concerned about extroverts and being like, oh, they really need help. And I came up and I was like, hey, what about introverts? And it was, the backlash from that was sort of like, okay, you need to have a seat. Okay, you get back into the corner where you belong. And everybody started going, well, maybe they meant this, this, and this, or maybe they went blah, 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 blah. That's the conditioning, guys. That's that thing where people are always wanting to play devil's advocate when they don't know the scenario, they don't know the people, they didn't experience it, but we get trained. Some of it is narcissistic training. Some of it is. Because the more accepting you are, or the more you try to make excuses for people's weird behavior, then you're trained to think that that's the right thing to do. That's the peaceful thing to do. Let me be the one to warn you today. It's going to break open. It's all going to break open. And if you have good intentions, all good. You're fine if you mean well. But if you're one of the people out there constantly explaining away bad behavior just so that people become conditioned to accept it, your day is done. Yay. Let's give a thumbs up for that. Your day is done. All right. All right. Just looking at your little thing. Hi from Ireland. Hi from Australia. Is this Montana? All right. Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying. There's a lot of them. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I know if you guys watch the playback, this is the boring part. I know when I watch lives and they're trying to connect with their audience, this is just there's just a lot of stuff coming through. So I have to make sure. I feel for all the people dealing with COVID-19 and natural disasters. That's the other thing. I feel it doesn't have to happen, but I feel like right now there could still be natural disasters coming. And like I said, I had a dream about weirdly being in an apartment complex that had no walls. So that was interesting. And it wasn't unpleasant. It was just like, being able to communicate with your neighbors and like, hey neighbor, maybe that's my want to have connection again with people. But then everything started to flood outside. So, water represents emotions. So that could represent like being overwhelmed with emotions and things. But yeah, just reading your comments here. Hi from Sacramento. Hi there. Okay. Can we throw Zoom parties? Zoom has gotten like a huge amount of people signing up for them now through all of this. Good for them. But I do kind of wonder, as I said, the internet might get overloaded or get shut down or whatever. If that then doesn't become an argument for 5G, and if we're depending solely on the internet, does that make us even more susceptible to cyber attacks? Right? I just kind of wonder. Just reading your stuff. Absolutely, just an earthquake in Utah and then Idaho. Who would have thought they'd be getting earthquakes? When did that happen? Oh man, I've had my head down working today. I didn't really read anything. Gonna bring you in the yard. Granted, the last one gave me some ideas for a story, so I guess it's not all bad. Yeah, some dreams are just for that. But the thing is, too, when we're talking about dreams and dream interpretation, you don't want to just look at the symbols. You really want to pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Like I was saying, that Paris dream, oh man, it was the happiest I've been in forever. I felt like I was in love. Like that's the feeling I had throughout this entire dream, just being in Paris. And I've never been to Paris. And speaking French very fluently and having no barriers in communication with other people and not being intimidated by that either. In the dream, I felt like I wasn't 100% sure about all the customs and the nuances around that, but that it was okay and that I was still accepted and all of that. And with last night's dream, the flooding didn't make me panic. It made me focused. It made me, because there was this little boy who in the dream told me that his name was James, and he told me his whole last name, but I don't remember the last name. And he kept wanting me to hold him. And so I did. This was somebody else's kid, but I'm just sitting there and like holding him. And he was probably like a year old, but he spoke like he was 20, which is really weird. Weird dream to have. But the way I felt was this beautiful connection with this little boy and that he had this incredible message for me. So, that when you're having those kinds of dreams, pay attention to how you feel, you know. All right. Hi there, Samantha. All right. Sorry, just the school district, not the whole. Again, I keep coming in like in the middle. Does anyone recommend how to learn? I like that you guys are talking to each other. That's so cool. So if I didn't get the whole convo, you know, uh, on YouTube for earthquake predictions, he is amazing. Ooh, okay. Speaking of predictions, Joni Patry. I think I've mentioned her before. She totally predicted this, and she totally predicted that Trump was gonna get the presidency back when he got it. Even when everybody else was laughing at her and said, no. Speaking of what, I just said the presidency, I just got a notice saying President Trump is now live with his White House update. So, yeah. Yeah, alternate reality. Yeah, absolutely. Do, 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 do. Yeah, anybody else out there just wanting to sleep all the time? Like, it's been rough. Like, just wanting to kick back and well, today I woke up and I was like, ugh, I feel like I haven't done anything. I don't feel very fulfilled if I don't accomplish things. So yeah. So I was just like, let's get going. Let's do this. Okay. Just reading. Oh my. Oh my. What just happened? Okay, so everyone's saying yes about being tired. Okay. And the other weird thing, I mean, I don't mind you guys making suggestions here. I think it's cool, but people are real, like I said, with the emails, people are like really pushing other people's YouTube channels. And I'm like, what? It's so weird. It's so weird. All right. Yeah. Um, no, she didn't, Caleb. No, she didn't. At least the video I saw. She was the one having to fight everybody else's predictions because they were saying Hillary was going to get it. Because I remember seeing that video and going, man, when she's wrong, like people got to come for her, and then she was right. And I was like, what? All right. So, yeah, who started the mass meditation? Who was the one who did that for 4-4? I know that people, that was another one. People were really setting that like left, right, and center. And the only reason why I didn't share that sooner was because I couldn't, everybody else seemed to have this nice, neat little post that was just being reposted. It wouldn't let me repost. So all I could do was put the link in and be like, here it is. All right. To learn so much as I know things, I wanted to ask Spirit for answers. Okay, wait. Let me read that again. I like to watch your videos, very informative, and I'm very spiritual. How do you hear the spiritual side? I'd like to learn so much as I know things and wanted to ask Spirit for answers. You know, I hear just by going on about my day. Not everybody does that. Everyone does it differently. But now I'm not so worried about, getting into the meditative state and really trying to formulate the words. I just allow it to filter in. And now it's kind of turned into a whole being experience. And so I just kind of, okay, got it. If I need clarification, I'll sit down and, sit down and do that. But to listen more is what I'm getting at. Yeah. What? I've been by my channel. Yeah, see, people are just like using other platforms to like, I don't know. That's weird. Um, these comments are all over the place. Thank you, Bridget. So I'm like trying to figure out where to like, is there something we could talk about here? Because it's just like so many different things. Um, yeah, Caleb, I saw the one with David Wilcock. And actually, that meditation was great. It really was. I mean, every spiritual practitioner now, the only way we can contribute is to be emotional support and to help shift the consciousness. So everybody's doing their meditations. But it is funny how everyone's kind of like polarizing and going this way, that way, this way, that way. All right. Questions I'm going to answer. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your kind words. Just kind of. All right. So Mary asks, how does one protect their energy from the negatives around us? There's a few layers to that kind of go unchecked and nobody really talks about it. Because again, it is true that what you focus on amplifies. And so people are constantly not wanting to look at negativity. And so it keeps going. We could have called the negative people out a long time ago. We could have saved a lot of people from abuse. But nobody wanted to do that. Because all anybody wanted to do was just live a nice, peaceful life, which is what I think we all want that. But we've been in this habit of running from negativity so we don't catch it. Don't ruin my life. But meanwhile, there were people who were still left tangled in a web, and nobody came back and said, hey, this is what abuse looks like. Hey, Don't just turn your face away. You guys know I've taken a lot of hits for speaking up about narcissism, speaking up about people being sociopaths, speaking up about mental and emotional abuse, trying to empower people who are being abused in any way, because I'm a survivor of abuse. And I'll tell you what, you want evidence? You think I'm kidding when I say there are dark energies at play? Think about anybody who has tried to silence you when you're speaking up about abuse. Of course they want you to be quiet about it. Of course they do. It's how they feed. So how do you protect yourself from negativity? You be aware. This isn't encouraging you to judge, okay? Because sometimes it does get tricky because people who have been abused, when they start finding their voice again, it can come off like they don't want to have to handle anything, right? And I've been like that. I definitely went through my I'd like to speak to your manager phase. You best be believing. Put it on a t-shirt and tell your friends, I want to speak to your manager. I know, it's terrible. But I went through that phase where I was just tired of getting walked on. And so anybody who was trying it, even if it was in a silly situation, I was like, no, I'm going to start calling this out. You don't get to treat people like this. You don't get to step on other people. Okay? So, honesty. Have compassion for those who can't see it yet. Let's move on. Okay. Just want to never be hurt again. Yeah, I get that. Okay, I get that. And this is layered. You know what I mean? There's like different situations. So I'm like, we don't want to go down that road too much. But watch the people who are constantly trying to get you to not notice. Okay? I don't know. And it especially plays out when people start to make excuses. Okay? I don't know if this is a conversation I feel like getting into right now because I got a lot of stuff on my plate, but I've definitely been put here, I think, to point this out to people, to make them aware, because the thing is I went through decades worth of abuse. Decades. And I would have really loved if I would have had someone who wasn't being abused, who maybe had recovered, go, hey, here are signs of abuse, especially mental and emotional abuse, narcissistic abuse. Way faster. We need to talk about it. So I hope, does that make sense? I don't know. I'm like trying not to go too deep. So maybe being on the surface doesn't help. The sound went out, huh? I'm telling you guys, like I have not touched my microphone from it working to not working. I wonder if there isn't something, I don't know if there's something like with the goal. I don't know how that works. Okay. Okay. Michelle, what are you looking forward to doing the most when isolation is over? Um, Maybe getting in my car and traveling and going somewhere, getting some fresh air. I just perfect for hiking and making, a car trip somewhere. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys. I thank you for understanding what I'm trying to say. Again, it's such a deep conversation and you could really get in the weeds with it. And it opens people up if you talk about this. I Right? Small wildflowers. I said wildfires. I don't know where I get wildflowers. The sound went out right as I was warning people about not sidestepping or making excuses for bad behavior. I think it's very interesting too. Okay. So some of you missed kind of what I was saying. Oh, going for ice cream. Yes, I want an ice cream, but it's not essential, so we're not going out. Okay. Yeah, it's something to change our body. Um, oh, you guys mean when it went out? Yeah. The more I talk about, again, recognizing abuse, because what's going to happen is the more we start recognizing that and we come out of this sleep, this deep sleep, we're not going to be treating each other poorly anymore. We're going to raise our frequency. There's going to be other pieces to it than that. This is just my little piece that I'm offering. Um, and then the people who invoke that kind of trouble on us, they have no power left. Remember, there was somebody who, last time I went live, all these people were popping through super chats, right? And I was giving them shout outs. And then somebody popped up $1.99 and I was like, oh, hey. And I said the name. And then they had this horrific message that everyone could see. And they did that on purpose. That is what is going on here. And, you know, I don't know. Again, this gets into such a deep conversation because I've experienced it. I've gone through it. I've gone through it since before I was 5 years old. Um, Abuse, and then feeling like I had no worth in this world. And I'm saying this specifically for some of you out there who need to hear this. I thought I had no worth. Even now, when I speak up and I try to have a voice, someone tries to contradict me or argue with me. And it's just to silence. Okay, you go back in your little corner and you be quiet. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of these are the abusers. There was just a thing posted on our local Facebook, I don't know, it was one of the news stations or whatever. And they asked if we should, here's a conversation. They asked if we should shut down, the trails. And I said, may as well, because the only people who are using it right now are the ones that were not respecting social distancing and actually thought it was funny to get up in people's faces. Everybody else has had to stop using the trails because those people took it over. Had all these people leaving these nasty comments and laughing and going, oh, and twisting the conversation. This is something that we need to be very aware of. My nose is giving me trouble. Can you guys talk amongst yourselves again? Sorry. I just want to do it on camera. It's disgusting. So, yeah. So I think what we were saying, or what I'm trying to get at here, is that anytime I've tried to point out, she's back. She's back. Okay. Anytime I try to point out, hey, this is what abuse looks like. Because you guys, there is so much of it happening. There have been times where I'm like, hey, do you know you don't have to put up with this, this, and this, and this, and this? And people actually get angry and go, okay, look, I know my boyfriend is mean sometimes and calls me nasty things, but I love him and he's a good man. Okay. Just lost another one. She went right over to the other side. And, and again, anytime I try to bring that up, I get silenced, or people want to go to the spiritual sidestepping and argue it and go, oh, love and light. That's what all spiritual teachings teach us, is to, turn the other cheek and all that stuff. And listen, what I'm getting at here is that I'm not saying that that's not true and that you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, you want to process in a very, very healthy way. But when you make excuses for bad behavior, when you're sitting there trying to formulate a whole, you're potentially helping abusers. So what is the message here? We need to wake up and have awareness. And when someone is speaking up and saying, hey, I'm in pain, don't tell them they're not allowed to feel how they feel. Don't tell them, oh, I've got my own problems. Okay? There are people out there who are, trying to reach out for help. They're trying to get people to understand where they're coming from. And they don't need to be judged. I dealt with it my whole life. Every time I would try to reach out for help, people had some like, oh, you're just, you're just complaining. You're just so negative. Literally at the last corporation I was at, there's a lot of abuse going on, and I was being stalked. I was being full on stalked by somebody who had power to make or break my career. And there was all this gossip going on, this very, very toxic gossip that completely wrecked my reputation there. It could not be further from the truth. And I tried to be quiet about it. And then when I couldn't hold it in anymore, I started talking about it. People like, you're just trying to make yourself seem important. Oh, like that person is really stalking you, like you're really worth their time. I heard it all. I mean, but this is a prime example of what I'm talking about here. This is when people are trying to talk to you and get help, don't make excuses for the people who are doing bad things, okay? Anyway, let's keep moving it along. Telling me about her abusive partner, but accepted it. She was bringing me down. Yeah, that's hard. That is hard because they keep wanting to keep going and they make excuses for it. Let's see here. So is someone in trouble? Because I just saw if you can get away, please do. Where was that? I just want to make sure everyone's okay. Tasha Gray, yes. Being silent and treating each other with disregard got us COVID-19. It's time to own our stuff and do better. Yep. Yeah, keyboard warriors. It really is a shame. I mean, ooh. All right. Yeah, see, some of you are really getting it, and that just, because even me talking like this, I know someone's gonna abuse even more. And there's like a heat going up my neck, and I feel like I can't even, I gotta be so careful about what I say because I'm gonna get attacked. I'm gonna get those nasty letters and the nasty emails and getting trolled. And, I mean, it's hard. I'm being very human here, like I've been through that abuse. And these people are scary. They're very, very scary. And when you're trying to be there for others and, they're still trying to like drag you down. I don't know. It's like, I'm not trying to make myself out to be a victim. I'm just talking about this so that if you are going through this, especially now, guys, especially now, it is never okay for your love partner to call you the B word or to swear at you in any way. Oh, come on. Stop it. It's not okay. Don't accept it. Now, as I say that, right now, a lot of people are confined with one another. If you are interacting with a narcissist or a sociopath, do what you can to take care of yourself, but don't confront them, okay? Check with a psychologist about how best and the safest way to get out of a situation like that. And of course, there are hotlines if you're in an immediate need of that, okay? And stop silencing people. Stop silencing people who are pointing out like, hey, this isn't right. The spiritual community. Oh, I'd say 75% of the spiritual community is guilty of that. Oh, they just love and light. They just need more love. They just need, man, you're clearly not as good as the rest of us because you can't just, I'm not saying don't give the people love. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is don't go all love and light and then stay in an abusive situation. Why am I telling you that? I've lived it. I've done it. I'm done. Okay? And I see it all around me. And did you guys see that big old fat bird that went behind my head? Did you see that? I think it was a bird. That was like a turkey or something. Oh, there she is. No, it was a magpie. It's like a shadow on it and everything. Holy cow. Anyway, back to here. Back to what we're talking about. Yeah. And that's the thing too. We're talking about addiction. See, because it was an angel. Oh gosh. Yeah, sorry, I just want to catch up with what you guys are saying here. Okay. sorry, I'm just trying to, was everybody okay? Because I saw something there where it was like, if you can get out of the situation, do it. Oh, I got the dancing pear. Emmanuel Kent, thank you so much. I don't know what this conversion is, but thank you. I super love that little pear guy. He's like, and he's got his little headband on, his little sweatband. Thank you so much. You were so generous. I appreciate that so very much. Um, yeah, balance is key, Ray. Thank you so much. Thank you. 24K, healing, love it. Yeah, Mary, that's exactly it. Mary says, keep in mind we can only control ourselves. We can't make anyone else see, say, or do anything. That's true. Um, again, it's all about balancing. Because even as I say this, I'm like, hey, let people talk. You're going to have those people that come in and they themselves, like, I just had some real discoveries about some people, and I'm like, whoa, oh my God, you do only think of yourself. Whoa, you always think that you're right. Whoa, like all you do is use me to complain. Like, and I always thought this person and these people that I'm talking about or thinking about right now, I always thought they were victims. And some of them were even viewers, where I was always like, oh, I'm so sorry. So again, it's about discerning. But what really we can't be doing anymore, we just cannot keep making excuses under the guise of, oh, it's spiritual to just let things happen. It's one of the most self-centered things that you could possibly do. I'll say it again. It's one of the most self-centered things that you can possibly do. What are you going to do? You're just going to go off and pretend like there isn't hurt in the world because it's so negative and you don't want to look at it because it might mess up your world? It's not what we're here for. Nah. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Again, some of these messages, they go into like held for review, and I don't know why. And I can't keep up with all of them here. So, yeah. Okay, so we're talking about people who aren't emotionally available and they drain. Um, there is some distancing that needs to happen. And this isn't just social distancing. This is learning where to take a step back from, neglect, from abusive language, physical abuse, whatever kind of abuse it is. Just, like I said, check with experts about how to do that safely. But you're allowed to take some time for yourself. And I know with some of the discoveries that I've made, and I've kind of like distanced myself in certain situations, I started to, it was very sad and kind of like, oh my God, that's so disheartening. And yet I went, but now I'm free. I'm free to take that time and that energy and to formulate my own tribe, get, a lot of people are always like, why are you single? It's because of the abuse, and plus I love my freedom. That's not a lie. I love my freedom. But I've been in so many situations where someone tried to like lock me down. It does kind of get scary. But now that I'm starting to make that turn now. Like I said, this whole situation has really made us face ourselves. And even down to showing you who you are dealing with. And if we can redirect that energy, now we can truly get with good friends, not friends that make us look good. I remember somebody only wanted me to be a friend because I was an angel medium. And I added in nicely to her little collection of like, here's a pendulum reader, here's a tarot reader, here's my angel medium friend, here's my psychic medium friend. Yeah, collected us like we were objects. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let me zoom down here. Okay, so Jen says she's safe now. Good. Okay, I'm sorry, Jen. I think I missed some part of what was going on here, but as long as you're safe. All right. Thank you. Is this Kristen? Blummy Bloom, 13, $5. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Is that like a dancing lemon head? Why does that make me so happy? Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of love and caring. And when that's what we're talking about here. When we say, okay, love your enemies, I get that, but don't just love the person who is harming. Give love to the person, like you guys are doing here. Give love to the person who's been through it. Because I'll tell you what, when you experience a lot of these life things, I've never been able to give even a 16th of my story to any other human being without them shutting me down, getting uncomfortable. I'm talking professionals too. They can't handle it. And I'm like, okay, well, you can't handle listening. I went through it. Like, I went through that. That's what happened. And part of being an introvert is going into self protection mode, right? So backing away from everybody, and then the ones that are still out there, not necessarily an extrovert. It doesn't mean that every extrovert is like this, obviously, but like there are some people out there who are they're getting away with kind of running the scene, and they are not treating their friends nicely. They are conniving. They are twisting the story. They are gaslighting. They're doing all these things, right? And I don't know. I think I want to reclaim life, and I hope you do too if you've been in a similar situation. And it's time for me to have my tribe with me who truly loves me, and we don't have to put up with that, right? I don't know how this ended up being a message for people who are going through abuse, but there it is. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Reclaim my life. Yes. Okay, so what if this is a family member or even a parent? So Nikki, are you talking about who might be abusive? Is that the deal? What's the situation there? Uh, yeah, here are the trolls making comments about my body. Okay. Hi user on this channel. Boom. Bye. Another lie. I think that's Rich Lux. I've not watched him in forever. I haven't watched many YouTubers right now. Yeah. It's been busy. Ah, man, I'm right in the middle of reading something. Okay. Mom is mentally abusive, and we live in a tiny basement. It's hard to get away. Yeah, I'm feeling and hearing right now. Of course, always get with a good therapist. Be aware. Even though they have to go through a lot to become a therapist, they still get some crazy people themselves that get through and they get licensed to practice. Thank you again, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My goodness, that is so generous. Thank you, thank you. Love, thank you. Yeah, Ray, you hit it right on the head. There's a lack of self-love in too many people. But going back to the mentally abusive mother, um it is very very difficult because that's your mother and you love your mother, but you do not deserve the abuse. And I hate to put it this way, but kind of putting up that shield with your mother, putting up, however you want to see that, a wall or what have you. You got to do what you got to do to not, don't you don't want to harm in any way, or push out energetically necessarily, but just kind of shielding yourself, and knowing that you don't deserve it. um, yeah. And Nikki says a mother being emotionally abusive. Yeah, when I'm just kind of staring like this, I'm just kind of feeling this out. Yeah, they're saying cut off the source. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't see your mother. I mean, again, check with the experts. Some experts say go no contact, but I know for a lot of us who've gone through that kind of abuse, if I'm honest, again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a psychologist, but just in my experience, my personal experience, we don't want to go no contact because, maybe it is a family member, maybe it is someone that you truly love and care about. But again, I want to emphasize here, it's not about making excuses for the abuser. But in some cases, it's easier said than done to go, okay, just like in this case, you're talking about your mother. Oh, just cut your mother out of your life? I mean, it's your mother, I mean, it doesn't mean you have to put up with whatever she's doing. Um, but yeah, learning to set those boundaries. In some cases, I don't know. you might be able to have a breakthrough. Not always, because it just depends on what that person is dealing with mentally. But in general here, we're talking about a huge downplaying of these types of personality disorders in the world. And then all this one gets to me too. I'm a very loving person, and I want everyone to feel love. And I'll be very human with you right now, but it upsets me when I hear mental health care practitioners say we need to destigmatize sociopathy. We need to because it doesn't mean that they're all. Are we really going and helping the abusers? Again, understand where I'm coming from. I've dealt with plenty of those people. I've been stalked by sociopaths. It's not funny, okay? It's not funny. And why the heck are they getting all the support now? We're worried about how they feel. I mean, I get it. I don't want anybody to be hurt. I want everyone to feel love. I want us all to wake up in a beautiful, peaceful, harmonious world. I want that for everybody. But right now, there are people out there suffering who are getting abused and they're not getting the proper help because we have this brainwashed world that will put those people on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? We honor that narcissist. We let them be the boss. We let them be in charge of people. We pursue them. We want their approval because it seems like it's so hard to get. Anyway, that could be a really deep conversation. All right. All right. So does chronic illness have a spiritual root cause? It definitely could. I mean, I wouldn't say use that as an explanation, then not go see a doctor, right? You got to treat all level of you. But yeah, definitely look at where, the abuse thing can manifest in a lot of different ways, too. I don't know if that's something you've experienced. Okay. Even court systems favor the abuser sometimes. Isn't that amazing? Like you'll even have, let's say, a mom and a dad. Let's say the dad is a complete malignant narcissist, but he has a big job and a mansion or whatever, and mom is the one who actually loves her kid. I think courts still, last I heard, they kind of favor the mother over the father sometimes. I don't know how that works, but I have heard where it's like, well, this person has more means to raise the child, so they get to go with the father. Like, or it's quite apparent that one of the parents, they're quite abusive. They're threatening, in some cases, extreme violence against the family or against the, whoever, the other person, and they still get visitation rights to their kid. Why? Because we don't pay enough attention to this stuff. I think the statistic, last I heard, correct me if I'm wrong on this, was, what was it? I don't remember the number, honestly. So, again, double check me on this. But it was like all combined cluster B personality disorders make up 18% of the population. I want to know where you got your numbers from. I want to know where you got your numbers from because that would include all cluster B types. All of them. 18%, huh? Okay. That's all I'm saying. All right. I don't judge the abuser because most aren't aware. It's for my own peace to not blame or judge narcissistic people, and most won't ever concede anything anyway. Okay, but make sure you're not. Okay, if that's what you need for your own peace, but also don't judge other people if they're not in that same place. Not that you are. I'm just putting that out there as a PSA. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the next one. I had to cut off my best friend after a dozen years, plus because everything was all about him. Yeah, thought he was the smartest guy and believed they were after him. Nothing anyone else said mattered. Yeah, Caitlin says about 40%. I have a hard time walking out the door and not running into somebody who's, what do I know? It's not like you can, not that I could ever diagnose anybody anyway, but, when you have gone through those experiences and you try to educate yourself, you do become more aware. It's not a diagnosis, but some bit of awareness can help, right? And man, like I said, I had to go out, and I went and I held the door for this one gentleman, and he said thank you, but then, like, I don't know, he was just so kind of like in his own, I don't think he's a narcissist or anything. It was just kind of weird how we do kind of all get into our own little bubble, and we're not very self-aware. And this is one of those situations. It's like, we do need to be self-aware, and we have to be aware of others, right? So there's this balancing going on here. All right, so let's see what else we got here. And that, yeah, Small Wildflower says, unfortunately, narcissists and sociopaths are created. That's true. While psychopaths are born. It's the wounded inner child that always sucks me in. You know why I think it is? Again, check with an expert. I got to say this because they'll do anything to silence us. Um, you could be a codependent too. Which, are there any psychologists out there, like you're an actual like licensed psychologist, are they now calling codependency vulnerable narcissism? I'd like to know, because I don't know that that's true, but if that is the case, how horrible to put that low frequency word vulnerable on and then attach narcissism, which is usually the label that went on the people that are abusing. I don't know about that. If I'm wrong, thank God. Okay. But anyway, codependency is incredibly common. And again, check with an expert. But I feel like we have like common wounding. And then you could either end up becoming a codependent, or you can become a narcissist. I mean, I think you can go either way with that. And unfortunately, a lot of people try to go the direction, because I think partly some people go this narcissistic route because we get so programmed to think like, hey, that's the way to be. Go get yours. Step on people's backs. Don't care about anybody else. Shut your emotions down. Didn't you learn your lesson when you were a kid that emotions are dangerous? Now, or you can go the codependent route where it's like your only worth is saving people and being what they want you to be, right? And don't you dare have an opinion. And you better be quiet. You better stay in the corner. Don't you dare. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up, some of the biggest talented people out there we would never know because they have kind of codependent tendencies. Okay. Here, let's silence this person. Hold on. Remove from channel. There we go. Yeah, do you see all the spam? You see this? Yeah. We do attract that kind if we, well, see, here's the thing. Not to get all like put this fantasy. Did you hear how rough my hands are? Hair lotion. Whoa. Um, anyway, where was I going with that? Um, okay. I think we were going to the place of like how empaths tend to get sucked in by this. I think there's like human trauma, and I think the human ego is just kind of clunking along, and we're really backsliding in our evolution. And then there's some sensitive people that are like, hey, why can't we just be nice to each other? Why can't we just be loving? And then you get batted around. So I guess we got another person who is spamming. Pay attention to this, guys. Yep. They are out in full force because their world is going away, because they are about to be, their food supply is being taken. They can't handle it. All right. All right. Da, 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 da. Also, one does not have to forgive if that feels good or right. Eventually, one just gets tired of holding the grudge. And forgiveness just sort of happens sometimes. Yeah. You can't force that because you don't want it to be fake. All right. When people are like, hey, forgiveness does result in a release. It does help you. Reported and blocked. Did somebody else get in there? Yeah. Yeah. So I think those trolls just think it's funny. I don't think it has to do with food supply. Okay, I didn't mean literally food supply. I meant narcissistic food supply. They're sucking on energy. And of course, that's what they're doing. So codependency, it's hard. Because I think I probably have a lot of codependent tendencies or used to. And because all of my modeling had been from narcissists, and people can roll their eyes about that and be like, oh, she calls everybody a narcissist. You don't know my story, okay? Because no one ever listens. So don't. But, I find myself being pulled in because I care. And I can see that whoever's acting that way has been through pain. And what gets us is usually they've been through pain like ours, just like ours. And because we're empathetic, we know how much it hurts to be rejected. We know how much it hurts to whatever, to not be wanted or neglected or whatever. And, you know, then we get sucked in. So how do you prevent that? You got to have a lot of self-love. A lot of self-love above all else. And realizing that I think we all have some, you have that whole self-preservation thing that we all try to do. And I don't know, I think it's just gone off the rails for some people, but we accept it. And that's what I keep saying. I cannot stand it when I try to like point something out and people want to debate me on it. And then they're like, oh, what? We all have to just agree with you or you're going to be mad at us? I would like to have my opinion heard and not try to have somebody try to twist my argument. Look at social media. Have you ever posted something like, hey, I think like the example I was giving, hey, I think we should shut down the trails because, this and this. And someone comes along and doesn't say, I hear you. I think on my end, I think I would like to see them stay open just because of this, and this. That would be like a nice, healthy, they disagree with you, but they're not trying to fight you. They're not trying to twist things. But instead, you get attacked. And people are like, oh my God, you're so self-centered. What, if you can't use the trails, nobody should use the trails? I'm a hard-working American. I'm still working my tail off. I deserve to be on the trails. This is literally what somebody said to me. And I'm like, okay, a lot of us are still working around the clock because of this. Okay? So I don't know why you're twisting it. Anyway, sorry, let's go in here. Love your neighbor as yourself. All right. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Thank you, David. You take care too. So, this, Katie, I would do a video about my story, but I guarantee all it's going to do is open it up for narcissists would annihilate me. It would be a feeding frenzy. And two, the things that have happened that I've experienced are so crazy and there's been so much of it that honestly I wouldn't do that to another human being to even listen to it. There have been times where I've like moments have come up and I've tried to work through it and you of course have talked to a therapist about it, but I'm going to call out a therapist right now. She's up in Golden, Colorado. I'm not going to say her name. She's up in Golden, Colorado. We were doing online therapy and she was creepy. Like that's how far gone she was. And I actually ended up reporting her. And I don't know if she lost her license or not, but she has no business. She was so harmful. So like I'm not even a psychologist. And I'm like, are you supposed to be doing this? Like this, like she was getting verbally abusive with me. And I accusing, twisting things and, accusing me of saying things I didn't say. And this was a therapist. That's why I say when you're going to go get therapy, especially if you're going through abuse, make sure you're, standing your ground. And that doesn't mean abandon your therapist if they're not saying everything you want to hear from them, right? You just want to be, you know, appeased. But if it's somebody who's saying horrible, like I made, what was it? I said, I think I had a therapy session right after I went hiking, and I came back and I said, um, I'm a little shook up because a person on a mountain bike was flying down the side, not paying attention to any of the trail rules. And I don't even think they're supposed to be on that one trail. I think it's hikers only. And they almost hit me. And if they had hit me, I would have fallen over the side. And that, I don't think I would have died, but I would have been really hurt. And I was pretty shook up about this. And I said, I swear to God, with some of these mountain bikers, I just want to smack them sometimes. And she literally, you guys, she went, you think I'm being hyperbolic right now? No, she literally went, I can't believe you just said that. I'm like, are you being for real right now? Oh my God. And then later on in the therapy session, she was like, we really need to look at your tendency for violence. my tendency for violence. Because I said it like in a cartoon kind of way. I went to smack a mountain biker who almost literally could have really, really, really hurt me. Okay, sister. Yeah. So when I say I reported her, this was no joke. She actually blamed me because I was saying that like I was trying to help somebody who was being abused. And she came and her response to that was, well, you need to do more. You need to get in there and do this, this, and this. And I'm like, I've done all of that. What are you talking about? Like, that's the kind she's evil. Like, evil. So there's dark energy that will hide out even in people who should be caring about you, who should be helping you. Yes. Yeah, I would so get attacked if I told my stories. I'm not sure that that's what you meant, but um, I wish I could get on, Danny, I wish I could get on the trails and just be able to hike without someone hurting me. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. And it's usually someone on a mountain bike or runners. Ew. Did I tell you guys how runners often go? Because sometimes the trail is narrow and you get over and you guys are kind of splitting the trail and because they're running, so they're breathing really hard and you can feel their hot breath. I'm 5'2", so most people are taller than me. I've been sweated on. Sweated on. Okay, where someone's running, they go by and they flick their head and it goes like does me in. Does me. I gotta go home and like disinfect and oh no, and they're breathing on you like oh no, you nasty. Oh my God. Oh, what? Wouldn't that do you guys in? Oh my God, nasty. Yeah, Tasha, that's exactly it. Tasha, you are always so insightful. I absolutely love it. I love your contribution to the conversation. I really do. Tasha Grace says it's amazing with people. It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to solve the problem? Yeah, that's exactly it. Because that's what a lot of people are doing. They're just, trying to get you. Deep meditation and focus helps with handling abuse until you can remove yourself from the abuser. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm not complaining, I swear to God. It doesn't even look like I'm well lit, but I have like really bright lights to the point where I'm like, I'm seeing like trails, like, oh, spots. All right. What do you do when you feel that life is pointless? Of course, if it's a very surface level kind of feeling, not surface level, but like a more immediate is what I meant to say. More immediate, call a hotline if you are feeling in a dark place. But I'll be flat out, I have those moments too. And I have to remember that some of us live in this world and we don't fit in. And we feel like, okay, maybe I could have done something. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can show people that it's a good thing to love one another. And it can get very it can start to feel hopeless, like people just aren't listening. They don't care. Nobody's ever going to care. um, I have to remind myself that there is a point, even if I can't see it, And it's okay for me to be upset about it. It's okay for me to take a minute, um, and to keep waiting for the outcome, because not everything is in our hands necessarily, right? I mean, people are going to do what they do. But like I said, if it's more of an immediate feeling of darkness or something like that, get on that hotline, call somebody, okay? One way that I handle it too is I will sleep. When I know I'm in that space and I'm just like, my mind is going too crazy, I'll go meditate and I'll go to sleep. And sometimes I wake up and I'm still kind of groggy and still kind of like, ugh, you know. But I remember, like, sometimes that's all we can do is just rejuvenate ourselves and give ourselves that chance. Sorry, I'm getting a FedEx message here. There's my big hand right in the camera. Oh, yes. We're doing this super professional. Derek, does that help? Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Let me know. All right. Have I published any writings? I stopped writing for very good reason. I started to feel, not that I wasn't disclosing anything. I wasn't doing anything crazy. It was just, I don't know. There was a lot of blocks from every angle where it was like someone got their hooks in me and they're not going to let me publish anything. Um, yeah, long story. It's not worth it. And I don't really feel like I'm missing anything because I spent my whole life writing. I've written so many books that nobody will ever read. Um, yeah. So I have my ways of communicating in the way that it needs to be communicated, and it's fine. It's fine. All right. What about a blog? You know, honestly, at this point, I don't know. I've just been so focused on getting this kind of communication out that writing just feels like a chore now. It just really does. It's so exhausting. Oh man, all the comments are going by so fast. All right. Okay, so I'm only going to be on here a couple of more minutes here, but I just thought, we could hang out. It's kind of interesting that I was sitting here and then all of a sudden all the abuse stuff started to come out. And, um, I just talk about in these lives whatever might be out there. So if you're going through an abusive situation right now, this is definitely waking you up. And, you know, look at what is on offer for you to get yourself back into a good, healthy place, to regain yourself, and to start looking for the self-centeredness. Start looking for that. I hardly ever get a reading request of how can I contribute to the collective. I hardly ever get that. As a matter of fact, a lot of those emails that I get are people wanting those free readings going, is he ever going to love me? Like, what do I have to do to get him to love me? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Okay, I'm just kind of looking through here. Oh no. I got shook by that fake National Guard letter. Time to meditate. Wait, there's a fake. Be careful, the scam. There you go. There's the evil, right? We're going through this horrible time. People are really scared, and, you know, life is changing right before our very eyes. And then these people are taking advantage and trying to scam people and take advantage of their fears. I mean, that's, ugh, gross. Uh, Thank you, Tasha. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys remember Matronia? I had written a story, and it was about people and angels and all that stuff, and it was sort of like, I don't know. I don't, you know what I think it was? It definitely wasn't that great, I'll be honest with you, but I knew that it wasn't great. You know what I mean? Like, I watched something like Outlander, and I've been watching that a lot recently, and the plot twists and things like that. There's something, if you guys are a writer and you watch stuff like that, you're watching as a writer. So there are some moments where I'm like, really, you guys in the writer's room? I mean, I'm sorry to be that armchair critic, but, you know, You got to stop with like the passionate, like, oh, we're angry. Now we're totally passionate about each other. Like, ew. Those are devices that get overused. So I do kind of see things like that. I just didn't have the energy. I think my attentions were too split. So I just didn't have the energy to put into those kinds of things to make the story good. Do you know what I'm saying? And plus, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see where everything kind of lands and see where the energy is then. You know. All right. Okay, so what kind of question would be good to ask in a reading with you? Whatever is truly in your heart, but not something that, let's put it this way, not something I can answer in 5 seconds. Is he ever going to love me? No. What? Why? Okay, now the why. We could do something with the why. Right? So, you can ask, a lot of times people will come and ask those kinds of questions. We go deep anyway. But I think what I'm trying to say, and by putting that out there, is I just want people to come with being ready for that. So, how can I contribute to the collective? What can I do to help the world? What I hear a lot is, I just have so many gifts. Watch out for this. I just have so many gifts, and I just don't know what direction to go in. Hey, well, Let's okay. Right? So we want to like really be coming from the heart. So anything you want to ask that's really from the heart, that's beautiful. So let me clarify a little bit further here. So if you really are, you want to help the world, you want everybody to be good, but right now maybe it's just a really big time of a love lesson for you. And you might say, you know what, Michelle, can you ask the angels or, tune in about why I'm having these kinds of experiences? Yes, let's do that. Because when you heal that part of you, now you're contributing something good to the collective. Yes? That is different than someone coming along going, okay, I had this guy and he cheated on me and I'm so mad about it. And he went with this other girl and I'm so mad at her. How do I get her out of the picture so I can have him back? Here's your money back. You need a different kind of reader. Okay? I love you, but I actually don't feel good taking those people's money because they're not going to hear anything. It's going to be a waste. And it would be unethical for me to take their money. And what's more, even if I did give them a deeper reading or whatever, they're going to get mad. And I don't know if any of you ever witnessed this. This was a while back. This woman came to me. She wanted a love reading. I gave it to her. And then she got mad. She made a free will decision to go down a path that we were telling her was not going to be good. She chose it anyway and claimed that she was right. And then she proceeded. Do any of you remember this? She proceeded to go around on every single one of my videos and tell everybody that I was a fraud, that I was a bee, that I was evil. Literally spent time copying, pasting on every single one of my videos. And then when I reported her to YouTube, they said, we don't see that she's violating anything. So I blocked her. I had to hide her from my channel, but I don't think anything happened to her. And she was slandering my name. I mean, over something that was, she just didn't hear what she wanted to hear. And that's why I don't do those readings for those kinds of people usually. I mean, it's a feeling that I get about them. So there's that. All right. See here. Can I adopt all of you? Yeah, if you adopt me too, let's adopt each other. Yeah, Tasha, that's exactly it. That really bugs me when people come and they get a reading and you offer them something and they're like, nope, nope, that's not me. Nope. All right, well, so really what you were doing for the people that act like that, you were coming for entertainment purposes, to be dazzled and to be told how special you are and how you're from a different planet and how you're here to save the world and everyone should treat you like Jesus Christ, right? So, yeah, I know. Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, okay. So Derek says, what do you think the reason would be for a soul incarnated here as a transgender person? That's very interesting. And I think that's a deep thing to get into here, but just kind of touching the surface here. Number one, I think it's unity consciousness. And I think that our physical beings are starting to, um, yeah, sort of the outline of what that looks like the lines are starting to get blurred. Now, I've heard other people say that there's sort of like two lifetimes in one. That seems like a convenient explanation. It could be for certain individuals, but I think it's more we're getting away from duality consciousness. We're starting to move towards something different. So again, there's so many other things to say about that, but I think that's definitely we're having a blending of these energies, a balancing of what we see as masculine and feminine, and the expression of that in a human body. Yeah. You know what's funny? Melissa Thompson says, I quit doing readings altogether. If you ever notice, a lot of practitioners, I've got lint all over me. Um, this shirt picks up lint like crazy. If you notice, a lot of practitioners, as soon as they have a way of, you know, supporting themselves without having to do personal readings, they stop doing them. Because you all don't know what we go through with these personal readings. I mean, it's not easy work. It's not easy work whatsoever. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I have like amazing client. I mean, most of my clients are really amazing, but whew, you get that 10% that's like, I'm gonna have to tiptoe around this one because maybe they are a narcissist and they only want to hear what they want to hear. They're just coming to see how great they are. Um, okay, let's go back here. Yeah, good look at the store. Oh, by the way, the police were out patrolling. I don't think we're in a place where I don't know. I don't know if they can fine you for being out. But they were all like crawling all over the place. Not practicing social distancing. P.S. Nope. There were two squad cars that were parked in this parking lot, and there were four officers just standing around with like within a few inches of one another laughing and just whatever. So, guys, come on. All right. Oh, yeah, I am holding the stone. Sorry. I'm holding this little thing. Here, it's got amethyst in it. You see it? You can't really see. Huh. But there you go. Reported fake police are pulling people over in Colorado. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, so we've been on what? 90 minutes or so. So, okay, hold on. If you're out. What? $500 fine? Holy cow. All right, so I just, wanted to pop on here. And I'm actually very surprised myself that the whole like abuse thing came up. So I feel like maybe some of you needed to hear that. Or, uh, well, I think it's supposed to be like sacred geometry on there. There you go. There you go. You can kind of see it there. Um, what was I saying? Okay, so some of you needed to hear that, or some people who are going to be watching the playback. And I fully expect people, a great thing to do is watch the comments. You will see how people twist the words. They find some reason to be mad. They want to twist the argument. These are all classic narcissistic things that people will do. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to stop the live chat here because I got a lot of other things to do. More content is coming. We're just going to keep it rolling here. And yes, like I said, I am doing an unboxing, so try not to freak out and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing like we're just going to look at some fun stuff. Let's just, hang out and chill and do that. I wonder if I could do a live. Oh, maybe I should go live for that video. What do you guys think? Let me know. Should I do a live video for the Goddess Provisions unboxing? Yeah? Want to see a get ready with me? I could do that. I have another channel. I had a second channel. It's called El Levon. And that channel was not a spiritual channel necessarily. It was just sort of like, here's life. Here's what's going on. Okay, so you guys want to see the live. What I'll do is I have to go charge my phone because it drains very quickly, and then I'll come back on and I'll do that live. So that'll be in a little bit here. But yeah, on Elevon, I stopped posting things on there because you want to talk about narcissistic abuse. Go look at any of the comments on there. Psychos, like psychos around here, who, oh God, I can't even get into it. Anyway, let's clear ourselves of that. Oh, thank you guys. I slapped on some makeup because I have not been wearing makeup. I've mostly been in pajamas. My favorite ensemble has been something that doubles also as pajamas. That's what I've been doing. All right, guys. So I am sending you all so much love. Thank you for listening and thank you for being here with me. I'm going to go charge my phone, get stuff ready, and I'll come back and see if I can't do the unboxing live. All right. So bye, guys. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can end this chat. Hold on. I don't even know how to end the chat. My phone's dark. Oh, this is weird. Why is it doing that?